Tropical storm Irene caused a lot of heavy flooding throughout the capital region. You're looking at some video from back then right now on the monitor. It especially left a lasting impression on the Schoharie Valley, which is still picking up the pieces this morning. Lynn Falsetti is in BLENHEIM with more on what's being done and what still needs to be done at the moment. Lynn?
Yeah, even 3 years after Irene, this community is still cleaning up. Schoharie Area Long-Term Incorporated is an organization that formed in the aftermath of the storm, and they've been dedicated to getting this community back up and running and back on their feet. It's also known as SALT, and I'm joined now by Executive Director of SALT, Sarah Goodrich. And Sarah, you got a lot going on here for the 3-year anniversary. Tell me a little bit about what's going to be happening here later on today.
Well, we have a press conference at 11 to talk about the progress that's been made. It has been 3 years, but so much has been accomplished. We want to celebrate that. In addition, we want to talk about what there is still left to do because we're not done, as you mentioned. We also want to be talking about what's been happening right here in this small village of BLENHEIM, where people stepped up immediately because this is one of those areas that was isolated, actually cut off from the rest of the world following the storm, but people immediately stepped forward. So we want to show their progress and some of the things that are happening right here as well.
And speaking of which, this church that we are standing here in front of, you've been busy trying to get this rebuilt and repaired. So talk to me a little bit about those efforts. It's a little dark to see it now, but we're going to show it later on this week.
Right, that's true. Well, here, before the flood, they had a thrift shop and they had a food pantry that served the southern part of the county. Both of those were destroyed in the flood. It didn't stop these people. They stepped up immediately knowing that they needed to continue to serve. It was probably even more important than it had been previously. So they've been doing that all along, using a very limited amount of space. SALT is now helping them put on an addition to be able to expand those services and get back to being able to use their regular church facilities for church functions.
And it's been 3 years now since the storm hit. About how much money has been spent and about how much more donations do you need at this point?
Well, in terms of actual dollars, we're talking close to $700,000. If we talk about donated goods and services, we're talking into the millions, 3-4 million. And that's been part of our advantage as SALT, is being able to leverage those actual dollars with volunteer help and donated goods and services. So it's really meant a lot to the community. In terms of how much to go, we don't have an actual dollar figure on that, but we know that we still have several $100,000 left, probably close to $500,000 if we could look at actual dollars. And so we continue to look for funding and to do fundraisers to earn that money.
All right, Sarah, thank you. And if you'd like to help out, we have a link to how you can do so on our website at cbs6albany.com. Again, hundreds were forced out of their homes and into FEMA trailers. So even 3 years later, every dollar counts. For now, in North BLENHEIM, Lynn Falsetti, CBS 6 News.